Hi there, Gareth here, and in this video I'm going to show you how to create thumbnails for your YouTube videos using completely free tools. So you can create thumbnails just like all the ones you see out there with people's cutout images and great backgrounds and fantastic graphics. I'm going to show you how you can create those with free tools. And make no mistake, if you're not taking the time to create clickable, eye-catching thumbnails, then you're losing the race, because YouTube wants to show your videos and recommend them, but if you're not getting the clicks, then you're losing the race to get shown more. So the more clickable your images are, the more traffic that you're actually going to get towards your YouTube channel. So it's massively important these days that you actually take the time to improve your thumbnails and make sure they look fantastic and they stand out. So if you look at other people's thumbnails, then you're going to be wanting to see what they are doing and what they're not doing, what colors they're using, and then you're going to want to create something that's going to stand out even more. So we're going to jump to my computer now, and I'm going to show you the different tools and how to use them and how you can get started completely for free. All right, so the first tool I want to show you is going to be Canva. Now, you've probably heard of Canva, and many of us have actually tried Canva for different things, and Canva is actually a tool where you can create just about any type of graphic for social media channels, for designing different presentations, for doing a variety of different things, and they have a free account that you can get started with. So you have the thumbnail option here that you can click, and then you can automatically just start editing from one of their templates. Now, the reason I'm going to show you a few different tools is because there's pros and cons to using all of these tools when they're free. And the cons of using Canva are that a lot of their templates and aspects of the template are chargeable. So if you want to use some of the imagery, so for example, if I was to click on this one here, some of these items might actually have watermarks. Now, it doesn't look like these ones do, but if I was to say switch out to an image here, there's a chance that some of these images are going to be paid. So perhaps they're not, but they would actually have a paid option. So if I go into the elements, lots of the elements are actually going to be free, but many of them are not. So if I was to type in, let's say, we'll just click on happy there, what you would see is that a lot of these require a pro upgrade. So you're going to be very much limited to just a couple of different graphics that you can actually use inside your videos, which means you're going to be limited to what you can and cannot do. So you're not going to be able to use every template to its absolute max. And I also find that a lot of the templates inside they're not as eye-popping as another tool that I'm about to show you. So yes, Canva is fantastic. Yes, it's free for downloading as many different copies as you like, but what they've done is limit the content. So lots of the templates are paid, and lots of the images inside and the graphics inside are paid. So they require some type of paid membership to be able to use those and download them. Whereas another tool that I'm actually going to show you called Snapper. So for example, I was just messing around on a graphic here. So if I go to create graphic and I come down, what you see inside Snapper is they've got graphic sizes for just about everything you can imagine. In fact, even more graphics and social media sizes than Canva itself. So I actually prefer Snapper, and I'm going to be honest, I have upgraded to their pay account now. But if you use Snapper, they give you full access to everything, and you can have 5 free downloads each and every month. So it's the same as Canva, but without all the limitations. The only limitation is that you can only download 5 graphics per week. So it's fine if you're only doing small amounts, but you can actually just make sure that you're really happy with the image before you download it. So for many people getting started, it's going to be absolutely perfect. But what I also love about this is if you were to say not just do YouTube thumbnails, and this is going off in a different direction slightly, but if you were doing the graphics for your YouTube channel, for example, then you would actually be able to set up your end screens, you would be able to do your channel art. And what I really like about this, and I'm just going to click inside very, very quickly, is that it actually, if I was to select this, it will actually show you the exact dimensions on different devices. So it's going to show you the sizing, as you can see, on tablet devices, what areas are shown on mobile, what are on TV, what are on desktop. So you know exactly where the safe area is, which is here, and I can turn that on and off. So I can create graphics that are perfectly sculpted towards any device. So when I set up the graphics for my channel, I also know that it's going to show perfectly on mobile, on tablet, on desktop, and on TV. So when it comes to YouTube, that is massively important. But what we're going to do is we're going to go on to the thumbnail side, and for the most part the editor itself is very, very similar to Canva. So you could actually use both. You could use Snapper for some and Canva for others. But as I said, the benefit of Snapper is that there's no limitations, and I actually think the templates are a little bit more modern, a little bit more updated. So if, for example, I was to come down here and I decided to perhaps click on this one, so we will do a girly one, I can actually change any aspect of this. So I can change the background image by going to background, and I can select from any of the free images and just search here. I can select a gradiated pattern for the background. I can upload my own images, or I can just have a solid color. I can also then come into the text and just edit any of the text, and these would just be ready to go, perfectly sized, great looking graphics. But let's say that I actually want to make the background color exactly the same, and this image here is actually also containing the background. So a little tip of what I like to do is I like to have this color eyedropper, which is basically an extension that you can have on Chrome, probably available on Firefox as well. But if I click that, then I'm able to come down, select the color of the background. I can copy that, close it down. I can then come into the background, remove the background, go to solid color, and here I can just paste that color, and again I've got that going straight away. Then what you can do, and I always recommend picking a template that you actually like already, so you don't have to edit that much. So you could go into Snapper or in Canva, focus on an actual design that you like, and then you could start picking and changing any of these to make it work for your brand. So what I might want to do is then come into my graphics, and I may want to upload or just add. Let's see if I've got some images here. So I do, for example, have some images already where the image has been removed from the background, which is what everybody tends to do online. And then they just have images of themselves. This one would work better on the other side because it's actually, so we can just maybe flip that around, but he's pointing the wrong direction now, but you get the idea. And then you can have the floating image of yourself. You could change this to whatever you want. So go world domination. We can reduce the size of that slightly just to make sure that it's actually going to fit. Just increase it slightly. And then you see you've already got something that looks fantastic. It looks clickable. And then, as I said, the graphics are not limited in here. So what I really like is I can go into the icons and I can get just about anything. So let's select click, which I always like. It's quite useful. And then I can start to put little eye-catching things in here that are going to make it look even better. It's going to bring it to life. So I definitely always recommend doing one of these, and I'll show you how to remove the background in just a moment with another tool, the third tool that we're going to use. But for example, I could just reduce this, and I've got a clickable icon where I'm telling people to basically click, and we've got something that looks visually fantastic already. So the idea is that you always work from a template that you like, you make basic changes, and then try and make sure that it's something that stands out from the other thumbnails that are available for you. So not available for you, but that are available to the competition. So you look at the other videos that people are using and you see what thumbnails they've created for their videos, and then you create something a little bit different that stands out. But the question is, how can you make these cutout images? Well, that's another tool that I like to recommend, and this one is called Remove Background. So it's remove.bg, which is remove image background, and they allow you to have one download for free. So you could actually upload any image you want, and then it will automatically, in just a few seconds, remove the background for you perfectly. Now, normally you could only do this with Photoshop, which is a bit of a problem because none of us really want to learn how to use Photoshop. It's quite complicated, but also it's an additional cost that you have to pay for monthly these days. So you don't really want to pay for that just to be able to remove backgrounds. So with this app, I can upload any image for free, just one, and then I can remove the background, and then I could use that in all of my different templates, so all of my different thumbnails. Now, if you wanted to record, say, 10 different pictures of you in different positions, pointing at different things, looking up at different things, so lots of different images of yourself, then you could also then pay for their pay-as-you-go option. And then I believe you can get 10 credits for like $9. So you could do 10 different images, remove the background, and then you have them ready to go that you can upload into Snapper, or as we said, into also Canva, which again was just as easy. You can add any images that you wanted. So I've got some preloaded ones here as well, and I can just add those just as easy, just like Snapper. But as I said, Snapper in general, in terms of using it for all of your other social media, will make your life far, far easier. And also it does not limit you on the types of images and stock graphics that you can use. But I always recommend having an image of yourself if it's your own personal brand. So use the background removal, even if it's just for one image that you use on all of them. So you obviously don't want to spend any money at all. Then with Snapper, you have 5 downloads every month that you can use. So if you're just creating 5 videos a month, it's perfect. Or you could just use that for your social media graphics and then use Canva. But definitely always have a background image removed, and then you can slap that on here, and then you can have just very clear, great looking backgrounds. We could also add some shapes if we wanted to add something to the background as well. So you may see where people have all that shadowy background. If I was to do that here and make it a little bit bigger, then we could just move that, send it to the back, and then that automatically stands out. So you can start to add backgrounds like that to make your text punch, just like they have here, on any color background that you want. And as I said, with the background itself, you could do everything from different effects to patterns. I could also add different overlays in here. So I have to select the background. But anyways, I can add different backgrounds here. I think it's interfering a little bit with my recording software for the overlay, but I can put different effects where it's slightly transparent in the background, or different patterns and gradients and textures to make these stand out and pop even more. Now, I hope you found that useful, but these two tools are going to make your life so much easier. As a beginner, I do use Photoshop, but I highly recommend as a beginner that you don't use Photoshop. Just get some images that you've taken on your phone, remove the background, upload them into these softwares that you can use for free, edit them, make them look good, and then just download those so they're going to be standing out. The job has already been done for you with a ready-to-go template. I hope you found that useful. As always, if you would like to learn more about traffic and automation, marketing in general, then please subscribe to our channel, but also comment below so I know what you would like to know, any questions that you have, or what you would like to see more of in future. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Cheers.